You might have seen in the news recently that the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission in the US, has proposed a ban on non-compete agreements in the United States. And you might be wondering how that ban will intersect with mergers and acquisitions transactions. So a couple of things to note. First of all, that rule was supposed to go into effect in September of this year, but it is almost a certainty that it will not because of litigation that's already been filed, challenging the ability of the FTC to regulate in this area this broadly. And the second thing to note is that even in the FTC's rule, there was a carve out for the application of that rule in the context of the sale of a business. So that when there is a sale of a business, non-compete agreements, even if this rule is allowed to go into effect, you'll still be able to use non-competes in connection with M&A transactions. And this is important because obviously for a buyer, when they're buying a business, they want to know that the seller who is exiting the business isn't going to turn around the next day and compete with them. And there's a significant difference in the value someone might be willing to pay for the business if they're able to know that. And non-compete agreements in this context have been upheld much more for much longer periods of time and broader scope of geography than in the strict employment context for that very reason. And this is true even in states that have adopted non-compete bans like California and Washington State and the like, because they recognize the importance of allowing this concept to hold up in this context.